Hi, and welcome to InSyte My Home, the talk show podcast where I discuss hot topics and bury the ugly ones in my yard. Sit back, relax, and make yourself at home. But take your shoes off first. Just got my floors, dude. Here with me today, I have a very, very special guest. Well, special to me, probably just a basic white privileged man to you guys, is my friend Eric Hernandez.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So, Eric, we've worked together. Well, we've worked and known each other for close to 10 years. And then you just had to ruin that. Why is that?
Almost 10 years, yes. It's my time to go, man. You know, hit that time. I mean, you know how it is. You left a couple times. You went to Chipotle. You went to some other places.
Okay, put me on the spot like that. Oh, I did not expect that.
I mean, you came back. But
I did. No, but yeah, we've known each other for like close to 10 years. It's crazy. I was, 16? You were how old?
23.
Oh, wow. I was just barely of age.
Was I 23? Somewhere in there.
Yeah, right. No, I think you were like 22, weren't you?
Or
you were
like 20. Yeah,
I think you were 22.
Going on 23.
Yeah, I was like you. You were.
No, it was 20.
You were like fresh in your 20s.
Yes.
You're just a little babies. I remember. Oh my God, it was so long ago. Was it 2014?
2013, 2014. Somewhere in there.
No, 14. It was 14. Because I think we started like a week.
It was about a week to 2 weeks, I think.
Yeah, apart.
But we were in the same starting group.
Mm-hmm. We were. My first day was with Michael. You remember Michael? Michelle.
So maybe it wasn't even 2 weeks apart, because I think when I met you, that was your. No,
I started on the Friday.
Our first couple days, because I got trained on a Thursday, and then my first day or first bigger day was on a Friday.
Oh, okay.
So Thursday they had me in like 4 hours, and then Friday right away threw me in like 8 hours.
Oh, yeah.
And I had met you, Michael, and a couple other people, and they told me since I was new, I would just back up, and since you were new, you were backing up. And then
no, they actually only had me ushering for like the first 3 months of me being there. They had me only ushering. I never hit concessions whatsoever. Never ever hit concessions. Yeah, for the first 3 months they had me there, and then they had me restroom for like a month, an entire month straight. Each shift was just restroom duty.
But I remember meeting you, and you were in concessions because we both were. Because I went to go back up Michael.
They sent me.
You were backing up Michael for most of the time, so I kind of just searched around, and then they had me do stock and some other stuff.
They sent me, but then I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. So I was like, I'm gonna go usher and see what needs to be swept up and whatnot. So that's what pretty much was doing. But then they had me do restroom for a whole freaking month. I literally went up to one of the managers and I was just kind of like, did I do something wrong? I was like, what did? Yeah, I went up to her and I was like, did I do something wrong? She's like, why? I was just like, because y'all have me restroom for a whole month already. And she checked and she's like, oh, we'll switch that the next one. I was like, yeah.
I think I did restroom. I got assigned restroom like 3 times out of the entire time. But one of them, I think I got switched out. I was supposed to be restroom, and then we were shorthanded, so they pulled me. So I done it, signed 3 times.
Lucky
twice.
bitch. You lucky bitch. Did you? So you were there before they put the cursive urinal dividers.
Yes.
Did you ever get to see any dogs hanging out?
No, I did not look.
No, well, not that you would look, but like literally when you would walk in, there were just like the line of urinals was right there. Like I would like look down to see trash, and then when I look up, I'm like, oh, penis.
No, I don't know. I don't know if the eyes just naturally tend to sway left if you were on like the right or
it was
coming in. So if you were on the other side from like where the stock closet was,
it would be more from that side where you catch, where I would catch them.
Yeah, so I would tend to
catch them.
I would keep my eyes more towards the left, so like you would just see like the backs. And
I mean, I was just 16, an innocent child. I didn't know any better.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna just
There was one
Oh
that
my
ended
gosh.
up having me like forcefully now averted my eyes. I saw one. It was like an old man one, and I was like, I'm no longer looking that direction. I was like, because now I was like, it got ruined.
That was the one negative to all the positives.
Mm-hmm. The one super positive was when I saw the when they got those guys to promote Magic Mike.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I was like, I think that was the moment that you said stood out the most before,
Mm-hmm.
where you happened to walk in and one of the
And he was
Magic
just
Mike
on
guys
his
was
phone,
like-
just hanging dawn, just letting it do its thing, like it had a mind of its own. I was like, huh. I just walked down. He saw me too. He's like he kind of got like, oh shit, and like.
He's
So
like,
I'm
oh,
like,
it's
yeah.
just there.
No, he was kind of like, oh fuck. Like I guess he kind of snapped back into his reality. Like, oh shit, I'm not the only one that could
Like
be
I'm
in
in
here.
public, not on
Yeah,
my home.
yeah, pretty much. Because he was literally just
On your phone.
he must have like whipped out his phone to I guess answer something or whatever, and he was just there for a good while because like he was just there. Because I got like the last of the drops, just to do, and I was like, ah. And then he was even like, oh, like I was like, yeah. No, but wow.
But was he attractive?
He is what they would call, well, who am I to judge? But he is what they would call a butterface. Everything's cute, butterface. No, yeah, he was petite. He was a little, he had some muscles, you know, but he was petite, tiny. Thank you.
I'm
No.
petite and tiny.
Yeah, but yeah, oh my God, working for that long, and then I don't know if it's okay for me to bring this up, but then you decided to leave. You decided to say, you know what, you guys? Well, before we get there, because you started out as a cast member, then
Cast member, and then it was unofficially a trainer, which then turned into a supervisor because they decided not to go with the trainer position. They brought in the whole supervisor thing. So I became a supervisor, and then from there, as soon as I was still going to school, so as soon as I graduated, literally like in the first month or so, they promoted me into manager. And then from manager, was there for a little bit, and under Sergio went under as assistant general manager, and then he went on leave literally like the week I took over. So I went from assistant general manager to interim general manager for like 2 months, and then after all the quarantine with COVID happened, I got interview in like 2-3 days, and so I interviewed, and then it was about a week later.
they got the call.
Yeah, but
And
they
he said, you're going to Drag Race. You got it.
yeah, I'm gonna go meet RuPaul. And so yeah,
They have had a straight on there, like 2 seasons ago. Got a straight guy on there.
I think
That's
he
right.
talked to me about this on one of our days at work.
And then actually in the Mexico one, a guy. No, this one's a different one. The Mexico guy. The Mexico one is where the guy, where he was performing in drag, is where he met his wife. His wife met him while he was
While he was
performing,
doing
and that's
that.
where like
And
she fell in love.
They have like a kid or a family.
Yeah,
right?
they got a whole family now and whatnot. It's like work. When I was in cosmetology school, my cosmo teacher, he was very very, very hyper feminine. Like, you know, of course, when you see him, even I thought too,
Mhm.
you know, wife and kids, open about it too and whatnot. And I was like, hey, it's like work, bitch. No, okay, so you got the call. You were our leader, our active leader for a good while. I would say what year was that? 2021 that we came back.
2021, I started February 1st.
And then now to just a couple of, what is it now? How long? A week now, huh? Is it a week?
Not quite a week, but almost.
Almost a week
It's been 5 days.
since you've been unemployed. Just kidding. No, but
Since I've been
Okay.
housewife.
yeah. So I kind of know the like why you left, like, you know, but like what, like when, like what, like I know it's like, you know, people quit their jobs and stuff like that, but I feel like I don't know, we're like really close and stuff like that and stuff, and then too going for like like you weren't like, oh, I got another opportunity, you know, that came up and stuff. You were like, I'm good with this, like I'm done with this place. I think I need a little break. I got a nice nest egg. Let me chillax. Because, like, you know, there's people that do that, like, you know, that have done that, and I'm always kind of like, I always thought it was cool, because they were like, well, especially because there's this interview that I saw before, I'm like hopping everywhere, with Lucy Liu, where her dad taught her to make fuck you money, where it was just like, if you were ever given a gig and you don't want to take it, but they're like, okay, then you're gonna get like, you're gonna get fired or whatever. Then she's like, oh, fuck you, like I don't care, like I'll leave, I'm fine, like like for right now, like I'm fine, like something else will come up, I know it. So like for you, like what was like, when is it like, was there something where you're like, I kind of want to know the day, like the moment that you're like, I think I gotta go.
Where it ties into it is like you could see, like, yes, COVID was a break, but when the moment you went back into, especially in a business and entertainment thing, you see a very slow period. People think, oh, it's relaxing. Where it's really not. Like you're playing catch up all the time. Like you're getting hit up. Like, hey, how are these procedures being followed? What are we doing with this? Like it's the moment it gets slow, you actually end up getting hit harder in other different sections of the business, Yeah. So just this whole time been in overdrive. The moment we start back up and I took over as a GM, it was just overdrive. And don't get me wrong, I loved it. It was great. Like I loved, working with you. I loved working with like the team.
Yeah, because you weren't like the kind of guy that like you weren't the kind that if he was frustrated with work, took it out on his staff or anything like that. Like we never got that from you.
Yeah, and
stuff like that.
I'm glad, and like I'm happy that was never, I was never portrayed as that person, or I've never acted out in that way. I've always taken stress in a different direction. I'll go vent it somewhere else and stuff, but I never want to vent it out on people, like use them as like my frustration tool, that type of thing. So no, like it was great. It's just, I don't know, over time you just get worn down. Like the building was a problem, we're just busy all the time. So I will put it, it's just so many factors of overdrive, of like family issues that happen. I was just getting burnt. The stress was like super high, It was just, felt like I was being asked more and more of in like less and less time. So like I no longer had days off, we have moments off. What are you doing in those free moments where sometimes it was just like, damn, like my free moment was I just need to go breathe. Like I just need to sit here and breathe. And that's what it felt like, because the moment you took that breath, it was bam, like on to the next one. It was a phone call, it was a message, it was an email, someone was pissed off somewhere, something happened in the theater, something broke, how often things break. A projector went down, and then we need or we have trouble with it, so you need to troubleshoot.
And by the way, for those who are listening, in case you guys are saying you guys were working at a theater, bitch, for the record, a theater never freaking closes, okay? They never close. Every fucking day we're left open. So when quarantine hit, it was a shock to everybody in the goddamn movie theater industry, because we're like, what? We're closing? Like, we're closing?
We're closing.
It was weird. Like, blackout dates, get that shit power running back up, we're open again, like, same day. Like, I don't care if it's 2 hours left. Like, that's a movie right there that people could come and watch for those 2 remaining hours.
True.
I'm like, ugh.
And that's the thing too. Going in that side note or tangent. People don't give a shit. They want to see their movie. They want to see their movie. As you said, like we shut down for like 2 hours. People would be pissed off.
Yeah.
Like you can get a power outage, and people. I had multiple people come in and tell me, why don't you have backup generators? It's like, bitch, we're not a hospital.
Yeah,
I don't have people on life support. Like,
really?
You can watch your movie tomorrow. Like, I get you came out to watch it, and it's like, damn, bro, chill. Like, it's a movie, but it's
what I
treated
hate?
as something more.
I hate the most? When people would be like, well, what about my food? What about I bought all this popcorn? You could still eat it. You could take it home now. Go have a little movie night at your house now. But yeah, those people would anything that they wanted. So I could see probably that's another thing that fell on top of you, trying to do all those refunds. And
Actually, I don't even take that into account. That's just shit happens and it sucks ass, but you just move on from it, whatever.
But I mean, the place that I'm still working at, it was more than just an occasion that a blackout would happen. It was quite often.
Metallic balloons, car hitting a pole, high winds, wires happening to just rip out of the poles.
You see, it's just a whole bunch of fucking shit, I swear.
Yeah. So, like, just in total, it was just moments. And it bleeds into your personal life, too, like, hands down. Like, there was one time where my significant other came home, and she was like, dude, like, nothing's been done. Like, what have you been doing all day? And, like, legit, I had literally been off for, like, maybe an hour. Like, even though I was home all day, like it was.
You're still getting calls and meetings.
Yeah, it was. I still had like 2 meetings that day. You know, we had to finish a stock thing that we do the next day, and I do that on my laptop.
Yeah.
So I take that home, you know, and then you have to take the calls, and then you find out something happening. So by the time I literally like was like, hey, like I'm done, I can breathe. I'm not gonna lie, I went and threw on the TV because I was just like, dude, I just need to breathe. And I was literally like watching TV for like an hour, and then literally she came home. She was like, yo, what the hell? Like, you've been home all day and you didn't do anything. And I was like, no, like legitimately, I wasn't even off till like an hour ago. So a day I wasn't even at work, I was still working for like hours on end, and so it was like moments, and it kind of gets to you. It definitely builds up for sure. And like if it was just that, like if there was some way to diminish it and like pull that down and be like, oh, okay, like I can breathe, I'm better again, you know, more power to you. But right now, that's not the way it's feeling like it's going. Like it almost went in reverse, you know. We were super busy, you know. I was pulling, you know, anywhere from 10 to like 13-hour shifts, depending on average. And then you go home, and next thing you know, you end up on a computer again, and then you eat while you're on your computer, you chill a little bit, go to sleep, and then it's all over again. So it was just it was a combination of things. And then in the end, as you said, fuck you money. I was done. Like one day just.
Were you at home or at work where you're just like...
I don't know, to be honest. It's probably a mix. There was times at work, there were times at home, but I've always been the person where like I've talked myself into keep going. Like, that's how I've always been. So no matter what, so like I've always had a saying that I kind of go by, and then basically anything, if I get into something, anyone that's like my peer or something like that, like no offense to anyone, like I'm not throwing anything down. This is just my personal thing where it's like, you know what? If you can do it, fuck it, I can do it better. Yeah. Like, that was always my...
Oh, come on, bitch. If anything you can do, I can do better.
Well, yeah, for sure. And, like, it sounds funny, but in reality, like, that's how you get into that position.
You have to have that head mentality.
You have to have that, like drive, that hunger, and be like, I'm going to do better than someone else.
Like, when I interviewed for the supervisor position before the whole pandemic and whatnot, I went in with, I got this. When other people were like, oh yeah, I'm applying for it too. Good luck with that. Good luck. But I also wouldn't be like, oh, I'm applying too. I never told anybody until somebody, I guess.
Until they find out.
They found out, and then Jacob, you remember Jacob?
Yeah, I remember Jacob.
He also applied to it, and then he was just telling it to me. He was just telling me, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I'm applying for that supervisor position and stuff like that. You applied for it too, huh? I just looked at him and I was just like, yeah. I was just like, yeah, I did. And he was just like, I'm not trying to sound like that cocky bitch or whatnot, but you know, I'm good at reading people but the look on his face was just like,
oh, you're applying.
Like, yeah, like once I said yeah, he was like, oh, fuck. Like, it was very much like, because he even said, he's like, I think you would be a really good, like person for it. He's like, if it were to be anybody, I think it would be you. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, bitch, that's what I'm doing. No, but like, I understand, like, I get it though too, because I feel like too, like, you have to be confident in your own abilities and your skills and what you can do. Like, I know I could do this, like, so I know I'm capable of it. Now it's up to the other person, I guess, if they like you.
Yeah, and 100%. So it's just part of it, you know, like, you just got to be competitive.
Yeah.
And I was, like, if you look at our location, you know, in the time we've been back since COVID, our location was number 1 probably about half that time. Yeah. I'm not saying all the time, but definitely. Like, this whole entire year, I think we were only number 2 or 3 for maybe a couple weeks out of the last 7 months. And, dude, it's crazy. It's an accomplishment, and that's something you want to see. But then the moment you make it that continuous and that steady, you have to keep performing at that level, because then it becomes all eyes on you. Like, the moment something triggers, snaps, and they're like, hey, what's going on? And it puts into this whole perspective of like, oh, okay, how do we get you back to number 1? And so you constantly are like, are we number 1? Are we staying number 1? We're not number 1. How do you get to number 1? So it's just all the time, and it's just, and once again, that's like one of the factors too, where someone would say like, well, why think like that? And it is part of the competitiveness. It's part of the job. but it's also how to get out of that. But there's also sometimes no escaping that either. You know, you can get out of that mentality, but it doesn't mean up top can get out of that mentality where they're like, hey, what are you doing? What's going on? You know, oh, hey, you want to take vacation? Well, make sure someone else is ready to stand in for you and they can make sure it runs at the exact same pace. So then now you're thinking about your vacation, and then you're thinking about, cool, how do I keep everything running at the same pace? Well, guess what? While you're on vacation, you got to make sure everything's running fine too. So you're not even on vacation. It's just like
always checking up on the kids.
Always, yeah, and that's exactly what it is. It's like a parent checking on their kids that were left at home alone.
Make sure that the house isn't burnt
it's
down.
Not burning down, which we all know.
But they would call you, but like, the house is burning down. Like, even before you would even have to call, they were like, hey, Dad, how do you turn on the stove?
Basically, and yeah, so it's nonstop. So in the end, one day, I don't know, so it happened on a Sunday when I finally said, fuck it. Like, it was literally on a Sunday. Okay. And like, you know, we've had these conversations before, like everyone knows, or like all the management knows too, there was a point in time I was just getting burnt. And I was like, dude, if it continues, I'm out. I'm quitting. And it got better, and then, recently it kind of hit the same moment. But then at the same time, I also realized too, like, dude, I'm gonna do this somewhere else, you know? Like, I can go work somewhere for the same pay, maybe even having less duties. Like, I don't know. Just figure it out where, like, I don't need to be stuck in this position. So I did, like, on a Sunday, legit, I was just there. And, you know, sometimes when you're thinking in your head, and then the switch flipped. And it was literally like, it just said, I don't know how you put it. It's like, you can let go now.
Yeah.
And I did. And that moment, that night, I was like, all right, I am. And, you know, I've thought about this before. So I was asked, like, hey, is this just emotions? Are you just trying to get through the day and then you start over and you're okay? But next day I woke up and I was like, the switch
still felt the same way.
Like, I was still done. And so that morning, you know, you walk in, and without anyone seeing or realizing, I typed up all my 2-week notice. I typed up my, there's basically your 2-week notice, and then there's like a letter of resignation at the same time. So I had 2 letters, and before I sent him, because I didn't want to surprise my boss, you know, he's always been amazing. He's been really supportive. Like, he was actually a really good boss and a great guy. I didn't want to just throw him like ta-da, like magic trick. It appeared. So I called him up.
I'm like, I'm gonna disappear.
I'm gonna disappear, Someone's gonna pull me out of a hat.
Oh.
So yeah, we had a phone call and I was just reviewing stuff over like the theater like we always do, and then at the very end I was like, hey, I got one more thing for you, and I was like, I'm out. I'm done. And like, dude, it was like pure shock and surprise.
I'm pretty sure.
And I was just like, I am done and stuff. And he was like, you know, he's like, I'm not trying to talk you out of it, but like, if you decide to change your mind. And I was like, you know, I appreciate it, I get you, you know. And then I had multiple other talks elsewhere, but then
I remember you telling me that they would call you and stuff like that.
And I was just like, you know, I'm good.
No, that's good. Yeah, you're like, you were set on the decision. You're like, no, what I'm doing is right. It's like something that I finally know, like a yes, like you were confident in that answer.
Yeah.
And that decision, I mean. Yeah. Okay, so you put in your 2 weeks. During those 2 weeks, are you thinking like any sort of like doubt? You're like, should I go? Should I not go? Sure.
I literally was like, I might miss some of the paychecks for a little bit, but you know, but at the same time, I've always been someone who's prepped, so I was like, cool, like let's go, run it. No doubt in my mind. It just was more of a countdown of getting everything ready. You know, I'm someone, I work till the last minute, so I did not walk away just saying fuck it. Like, in a way, I said fuck it, but like I didn't leave. I tried not to leave
like fuck this.
Yeah. Like I wasn't gonna like let something burn down and walk away.
You made your decision. You're just like, you know, you did it the way that I think people should.
So like in that time, you know, I took advantage. I did call like some of our people, and I was like, hey, like these things are gonna need to be done. Can we get them on a schedule? That way, like, you know, the person who's taking over the duties for me or sharing the duties, the other Eric, you know, he wouldn't have to worry about it. So I did put some stuff out on like other schedules, so he wouldn't have to worry about certain maintenance things and stuff like that. Try to complete some other stuff. Some got completed, some didn't. Yeah, and then that final day, and I was like,
the last day, how did you feel that last day? How was it?
Honestly, I was busy. I was there.
You were busy. I went to go visit you and I took your little bottle. I was hoping you would have popped the bottle that day. You know what? It's my last day. I got some champagne.
I'm still gonna pop it. We're gonna pop it together though.
Okay.
We'll be on another visit.
Okay. Another podcast.
Another podcast. Yes.
Some with Brendo.
Oh, that'd be cool. But yeah, so it was just another busy day. So yeah, even on my last day, you think, oh, you run the clock and you get out. I think that last day I was there for like 10 hours still. So I got in at 8:30.
You're like, I'm gonna get my money.
And I didn't leave till 6:30. So I mean, it still had to finish stuff, And then
after
the moment
that,
I
were you
walked
like,
out the door,
did you feel it? Did you feel like, or did it take you still like a little couple of days to be like, oh
it
shit?
It still took some time. It felt like you were just going home, even though you had to clear out your locker, you had to clear out your stuff. It felt like you were just going home with extra shit in your hands.
Yeah.
But no, like the next 2-3 days, it was like waking up was like, oh, I'm not going in today.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
What is that? What is that for? Oh yeah, these are good children. People. Ugh, it's a dog, I swear. Oh my god, it's hard being a parent.
So you've asked me a lot.
I did ask you a lot.
I'm gonna ask you something.
Oh, you're gonna ask me something?
Yes. How did it feel to work for me then? As someone who...
How does it feel to work for you? Honestly, it was cool. Not just because we were friends and whatnot, but I'm you weren't the kind of boss that because even with Sergio too, I was cool with him too. But it's something too when you sometimes you have when your boss is gonna come in and you're like, oh shit, he's here today. Oh, how was it, Lucy? Lucy was here today.
Yeah.
Anwar's here today. It was never like that with you, and especially I feel I always enjoyed too working with you too. I always never was just hated it or try to avoid our schedules me seeing you or anything too where I have with past bosses.
Yeah.
And you're always very helpful too, and especially too with me doing maintenance. Whenever I did try and needed something or something needed to get done, you were just try and do it. You would push for it, especially with my raises. I spoke to Eric D about a raise today.
Was it just you two?
Yeah, it was just us two. No, okay. I know this is I doubt it, but do you ever see yourself coming back? You're I'm done.
Yeah, I'm done. I want to go into a new industry, something outside of the theater.
That's actually my next question. Have you thought or maybe think about or had an interest in your own business or maybe even investing into someone else's business or something?
Maybe. I thought about having my own business way back in the day, and at one point in time there were pieces being set in motion, and I was tempted to go through it. It was me and one other person. It was gonna. It had to do with more private events type stuff, but in the end, it didn't go that way. But I don't know if I would ever want to own a business because yes, you make more money too, but at the same time, you also have to put up with a lot more stress. Especially if in the very beginning, you're the one doing all the work, you're the one doing all this, and it's not saying someone doesn't want to do the work. It's more along the lines of can you handle that?
Yeah.
If you can't, you might see heavier losses than you see anything else.
You have to be ready for rejection, I feel too.
Yeah.
A lot of no's too if you're trying to start something up or whatnot, or trying to get people's attention for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, me trying to start up this whole podcast and then also with drag, and then I'm trying to start up my wigs and stuff, multiple things at the same time. That's my own doing. That's my fault right there. I'm dreaming too big. But at the same time, each time, when I was setting up, I had so much fun setting up. I had a fun time writing all these fucking cards. I didn't write these cards. Didn't write the questions. They're just random questions. No, but doing everything, I was kind of I was I had fun doing it, and I was ready, doing my wigs and stuff, and then my drags.
I think that's also a difference, or that's a cool thing though. There's a lot of people, in this instance, you're creating, let's say this takes off. You're creating a business out of passion projects.
It's gonna take off.
Yeah. So when it takes off, you create it.
Manifestation, okay? Manifestation,
Yes,
not cockiness.
When?
Manifestation.
So it's not even so much of, like, oh man, like I'm doing this to make money. You're literally doing it as a passion project that you want to make money.
Yeah.
And so it turns into something different where, that's cool and like a lot of people can get into that. But then when you're trying to do it for the money and just the money only, it's not always worth, like, you may not be having the same fun or the same enjoyment as someone who's literally, it's like passion is to do this. And they're like all about it, like they love the process versus someone who's like, I don't love the process, I just want the end result.
Yeah.
And a whole total different story where, like I don't see myself or I don't have something I'm passionate about that I could turn into like a money making thing.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No, I get you. No, I get you. Yeah.
So for me, on that point of view, no, I don't see myself.
Really, like nothing at all.
Right now, no. I mean, who knows? That could always change if I find something better. Like,
Because I know, like with your family, I remember you mentioned before too. They had with cosmetology school, was it? Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, my family had a cosmetology school. It was started by my grandma, and then it went to my uncle, and then my mom was also running it too. So it went down the line.
Did you ever like mix or mingle within that, or like ever like helped out?
Yes and no. In terms of running it, no. In terms of working, doing certain things in it, yeah. Actually, before I got started at the theater, I was a janitor at the school. So the nights, I got used to working nights, so I'd go in, and it was me and like two friends, and we'd go clean like the school and stuff like that. Almost every night except like 2 nights. So it was like a 3 to 4 hour thing you do like 5 times a week. So like get out of school, get home, eat, take off, go pick up like my friends, go to the school, finish, come home, finish homework, do whatever, go to sleep, wake up, all over again. So
Damn.
that was the process for that. So like there was a point in time where I got into management because we owned a school, and my interest was actually to run it, manage it. It went sideways, but I ended up running something else, the theater.
Yeah.
But I mean, so it all got there somehow. But now it's just what's next industry.
I feel you, yeah. Because too, like, I've always, like, right now, I've told you too, where I'm like trying to have my mom came into a little bit of some money, not a lot, but trying to have her like invest, trying to have her get into stocks at least, or we've been like trying to see like invest into property. Like she's always wanted to have a business of her own as well and whatnot. That's something I've always been trying to push, because I don't know if I ever mentioned, but I used to own like a restaurant back in the day, like up in LA and stuff. Like it was from like my dad working there as just like employee. So we kind of became into like being in charge of it and kind of owning it. But then it was like too much. It wasn't too much, but it was hard for him to, I guess, balance too with his employees being his employees, and also his friends and stuff like that.
Hey,
so where some people were just taking advantage of it, to where he was kind of like, you know what, I'm good.
Yeah. No, and that's really hard. I mean, you run into that anywhere you work, side by side people, and then all of a sudden become the top. You run into it a lot all the time. Like to this day, like I've always analyzed myself. Like that's one of the first things you do, or I do. As someone who runs things and all that. There's a lot of times where I regret not doing something one way or the other, but it's also hard. Like trying not to hurt people's feelings and be professional while also trying to give them what they want and be professional. It's hard. They cross so many lines. It's like, you try to keep people satisfied, but then you also have to understand where is there a line. And yeah, it can be challenging.
I get you. All right, then I see you. But yeah, I'm pretty sure with the skills, abilities, and everything that you've gotten from the past, I'm pretty sure there's something's gonna come your way. I don't think you're gonna be looking for it. I think it's just gonna end up coming into your life.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
For sure. All right, but before we move on to our next segment, let's take a quick break, and then so I can get the things ready, and then we'll be right back. We are back. Now, we just finished discussing about business, about quitting your jobs and having fuck you money.
Which I did get fuck you money at the end.
So fuck you.
Yes. Fuck you. I love it.
No, that's good though. No, I'm jealous. All right. So I want to start off with the first segment called "Ooh, that could be pretty." It's pretty much where we try things that we've never tried. I've never tried before. I'm not sure if you've ever tried this before.
Let's see what it is. Marshmallow Milk Stout by Garage Brewing. I have actually.
Okay, so you have tried it. I'm not gonna ask you if it's pretty. I want to find out if it's pretty. So, pretty much the whole thing, if it's good or not. So, it looks pretty. So, ooh, that could be pretty. You guys get the gist. It's a reference. If you guys know the reference to that, where the quote's from, keep listening. Okay.
Did you bring a bottle opener? I got one right here.
Okay, you see?
I got one.
This is why you always need to have a straight friend. You always have a bottle opener on them. So I was gonna get something more with a different little. I had like pretty pictures on it, but then I was like, next time. Okay, actually, let me serve your chips.
Damn, if I would have known, I would have brought a beer from my place.
I was actually gonna tell you to like bring, because I know you're like super knowledgeable about different sweets and candies and stuff. I was gonna tell you to bring like some sweet candy or something because I know you go for like the very different ones, like
true,
like you're in the knowledge, like you're in the community of like when a new candy comes out
of weird shit.
I would.
Okay, well, like, I call it weird shit, but okay, so
hybrid candy, pretty much, I would say.
Yeah, to go into this more, yes, I do. I like trying new things, and definitely beer and candy are going to be one of them. Where I'm not saying I want to like eat or have a bunch of it, but like if I see a new flavor, then it's like
I gotta try it.
Like let me see. I need to try that. And also to add on to it, I have really bad curiosities. So like if I see something and I become really curious, it doesn't go away. Like it's really fucking hard. I'll eye it and I'll keep thinking about it, and I'm like, damn, I should have just gotten it. I should, once you satisfy it, it's like, okay, cool, that's done. Like,
okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so like you could have like one and you're like, okay.
Yeah, basically.
Oh, okay.
So, and the same goes for a lot of like the stouts. My favorite beer is stout.
Same.
Especially the sweeter ones.
I like
if
that.
They have like
that
really
coffee taste. That's the only time I like coffee is when it's a stout and there's alcohol.
If I find you a matcha beer one day, I'll let you know.
Is there such thing?
Probably. I wouldn't doubt it. Honestly,
I would fucking die for a matcha beer.
Seeing how many different flavors there are, I would not doubt that there's a matcha something.
But I'm very doubtful on it because matcha already has that strong kind of grainy taste to it, like feeling sensation. Like when you take a sip of it, you kind of have a little bit of grainy. So I don't know if I want grainy with my beer. It's gonna remind me of like yeast, like there's like the yeast felt.
It's probably gonna be more of a beer with like a hint of matcha. Most likely what you're gonna feel. And it's probably gonna be with something else. Like it'll probably be like coconut or something on the side. So it's definitely gonna be more of like a mixed thing, not like tasting an alcoholic matcha. Like it probably won't be in that realm. But
if anybody knows of any matchas, please let me know. I would want to know. Okay then.
All right.
Let's try this.
So,
see what it's
cheers.
I was gonna try and find some facts about this, but I honestly ran out of time. Oh, we believe in making our fresh craft beer from only the finest ingredients, and guess what? It's really good. You know what? That's all I'm gonna read. Okay, let's see. Did we cheers yet? Right?
Yes. Cheers. I like that one.
Oh. Ooh, she is pretty. Oh.
She is. It's like smooth, has a little bit of sweet, but like not overwhelming.
Yeah, like at the end. Because it's like, I think it has like a hint of milk stout with marshmallow flavor. I was expecting like a hard sweetness of marshmallow, which I was afraid of, but no.
So I didn't want to ruin it or tell you ahead of time. So you got the full first hit.
That's it too, because I was like, if you've drank this, like I didn't want to know either, because you also are a big fan of sweets. So I'm like, if it's too sweet, probably for you, you're like fine. I was also trying to look for something peppermint, like mint or anything, because I know you're whore for the mint.
I gave you one, right? one of the beers? Didn't I give you one of the new
Oh,
ones?
you did give me a peppermint beer before.
I did. It was a stout. It was a chocolate stout.
It was.
With peppermint. That one.
I hated it.
Really?
I hated it.
It's funny too because you say that. That one, like, probably. Do you like peppermint or
I'm
not a
big
fan?
fan of.
Since you're not a fan, but in terms of the actual beer, it was actually pretty good. And I've had some other ones and they tasted like ass. That one was actually on a good level. But
Oh, that's really good. Do you want more?
I would definitely get more.
Oh, yes. Okay, wow. She is pretty and highly recommended. So, Garage Brewing Co., California. If you guys need a sponsor, ta-da. Look, there's even a stand perfectly for it. It's in the frame.
It's delicious. It's refreshing.
It is good. Okay, I'm going to leave it there, actually. Yeah.
Actually, I think that's the biggest thing. For me, well, this one especially, it's relaxing. Like, it's a
Yeah.
good one where you can just, like...
It's like a nice chill.
It's very mellow. Very...
Chill night in.
Yes.
Like a Friday night, just... I'm not going to go out. I'm going to look at stories of people out. I'm going to watch my Netflix. Maybe order some wings.
Like, instead of sipping on, like some, like, a whiskey or something, you sip on that.
Yeah.
Just
It's a nice stout. I like it.
nice.
And this stout, what is that? Oh, 7%. Usually stouts are like about 9 or like 10.
Yeah, that one's pretty light. That one's not
Yeah,
good.
that is light. But I still kind of feel it though. I could feel it. I mean, from like a Coronita, that's what is like a 3 or a 5?
I think they're like a 4 point something.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a 4.7.
Yeah,
to a-
4.6.
Oh, yeah. I was almost right on.
It's like about 3% more. Ooh, that is a jump actually too. It's like, give me a breathalyzer and I'll show you the jump. All right, so now that we got that in, because this next segment's gonna want to have you a little bit more loosey goosey. Actually, I need to fill up your drink for this. You will not fill it up, but I do need to give you a refill because our next segment is Speedy Cues. This is where we add a lightning round of questions, just random, very innocent, fun questions. It's just, we don't know who wrote them. I didn't write them. They're just really random questions. It's just super fun and light. And you have the option where if you don't want to answer it, you take a drink. But actually, we won't take a drink from this.
What are we
Take a
taking a drink
from
of?
this? Actually, if you don't answer the question. Actually, no, you know what? I'll save it for later. Because I just remembered about the surprise I got you. So I don't know if I want to save it for our last segment. I want to do it for this one.
Whatever you want.
Actually, I think it'll fit better with this. No? Actually, this one, because in case you don't want to answer it, I would like to see you try this. These
Jesus
are,
Christ.
this
What
could
are
also
those?
go with, ooh, that looks pretty. Cummies!
Oh God, what the fuck?
Cummies! Cummies! These are these little, I saw these.
They're cum shots.
Yeah, practically cum shots.
They're cum shots. We're taking cum shots. Yes, love it. Let's do
We are
this. Let me see
taking
this.
cum shots. These are,
Let me
this
see.
is
Ooh,
cream.
It's cream.
yeah,
You gave
we
me.
like a good
You
cream.
gave me your cream.
Oh, we do not have to finish this if we do not want to. This is 15% liqueur. Yeah. We could take half of this.
Well, you know what? Mama did tell me to, or teach me to ever be a quitter.
Okay. You want to toss it back, baby? Toss it back. Oh, wow, I did not see the percentage on these. Ah, there's 15%. Okay.
We don't quit. We swallow.
Does it say that?
I said. That.
Oh. I was just like, 'cause I was looking for like something sexual on it when I first got it. I was like, I do not remember reading that. But they should say it.
Do you have to look this thing in the eyes when you take it?
Imported by Mexicor. Mexicor Inc. Do you have to look? What did he say?
Do we have to look it in the eyes
As
when
we
we
take
take
it.
it?
No, but you have to look me in the eyes.
Or okay. What if we make it a little interesting?
Okay.
So what kind of questions are these?
This is fun random question.
Fun random ones. So if we don't answer, you take a drink of this. What if if I answer and you like my answer, you got to take a drink of that. Like the beer.
And I like your answer?
Yeah. So
I'll
like
take a
if
drink of
you
the beer?
answer and I like it, I'll take a drink. If we don't answer, we take some of this.
Okay.
You
Okay.
get a little bit of both.
Okay. I'll go first. All
right.
Too. Show you that. They're
Are-
just fun, cute little.
Are we competing or is it goes back and forth?
Back and forth.
Back and forth.
Mhm.
All right. Let's
Okay,
go.
ready?
Ready.
Day or night for going out? Depending on how he looks and how big it is.
Day or night for you going out or
Yeah, that's my question.
him coming out?
Oh.
No, I don't know. That's the way you're answering.
No, that's
I'll
just
do
a
it.
random
Cheers.
You're nuts. You see, they're just cute little random ones.
All right. Let's go. Is global warming real? This got a little serious.
Oh. That's just cute and casual.
Cute and casual global warming?
Yeah. Is it real? Do you believe in global warming?
I'm just gonna go with yes.
Okay.
I'll go with yes.
I like that. My turn. Smooth peanut butter or chunky? I like a little bit of chunk. I like them big and I like them chunky. I like a nice little crunch.
Cheers.
Okay.
All right.
To read that loud.
Yes. How often do you masturbate a week? You plan this one,
No.
that exact one.
I do not. These are just at random. I didn't even write these.
So I'm gonna. Let's go for the cummies.
He's going for the cummies!
Go for the cummies.
He's going for the cummies. Are you gonna finish it or are you gonna take some sips?
No, I'll take some sips.
Okay, maybe there's some other questions.
Yeah.
You want to answer.
I don't know what the hell. Oh, it was just a tap. We good.
Yeah, you're good.
How do you take? All right.
I want you to
I'll
look me in
figure
the
this out.
eyes.
I'll look you in the eyes when
Yeah.
Okay. Ready?
You haven't even taken. You're already spitting.
Yeah. 3, 2.
Cheers. I thought you were gonna take a sip.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was like, oh wow.
Oh.
Oh, is it strong?
No. It's really fucking sweet.
Oh,
Like.
super sweet.
Yeah, like that's
Do
the
you need to
sweet
mix
beer.
it?
It's okay. Like that's the sweet beer. This is the sweet shot. Like it's not hard to take, but it's like, you know the like the creamers,
is it like the sweetness
you know the
building? Oh, when you take
creamers that go in coffee.
Yeah.
It's like
Do you ever take shots
downing one of
when you
those.
feel like
It's
it?
like that.
Oh, I've done that when I was a kid.
This is gonna bring back some.
Memories,
nostalgia.
maybe IHOP, just yeah,
reminisce.
toss them shits back.
Toss that IHOP shit back. It's no longer cummies.
There are
it's-
multiple syrups. Oh.
It's no longer
Nobody.
cummies. It's
Oh, I thought you were gonna say they no longer have that. I was about to cry. I was about to be like, no. Okay, my turn. Salty or sweet? Well, I guess it's always depending if you ate pineapple that day.
Oh shit. So what's the preference? You didn't answer.
You know what? I'll always spit it on them, so it don't matter. It don't matter. Actually, no, sweet. Yeah, I'll go for sweet. No. A little bit sweet with a hint of saltiness. Like maybe he worked out before, and you know, that's where the saltiness is coming in. Okay,
I'll
your
give the
turn.
same answer, but for the girls.
For the girls.
Do you believe in the death penalty? Why are mine dark?
They're just cute and random. I think mine was also crazy.
I'm gonna just say yes on that one.
So
Somebody
you think
gotta
you're
go.
God?
No. Somebody.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I like it. Yeah, I'll go with it.
You seen Kevin Hart? Somebody's gotta go.
Oh, wait. What happened? We don't support Kevin Hart, but it was funny. Oh, Kevin, you should have just apologized. Do you prefer hot days or cold? If I'm inside, if I'm gonna be indoors, I like it to be hot because I could blast the AC on. If I'm gonna be outside, I like it cold. It's like I'm walking with an AC.
Okay.
So no matter what, cold.
It doesn't matter. It's just cold all the time.
It needs to be cold. What about you? You're white, so you
I like it cold.
You get red.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure you get red in the cold too. So no matter what, you red.
Maybe. Anyways. Maybe.
At least you blend in with everybody else, because then everybody else is also red.
Yeah. We all gotta feel the cold.
No, because then when it's hot, you see red, tan, red, tan, red, tan.
True.
Good.
I'm definitely on the red side.
Read it out loud.
I will. Do you think you're better than others because you have white privilege?
These questions were just randomly set up.
Let's go with random still. Okay, so I'll admit, white privilege is 100% there, but I don't think I'm better than others.
Okay. That scared me a little bit. I was like, oh, work, bitch.
That white privilege didn't get me out of my last ticket, though. It didn't do shit for me.
Do you enjoy rom-coms? Only if it's Julia Roberts in it. That's only. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Julia Roberts in it. No, wait. Was she in The Hunt? That was her, right?
That was her niece.
Oh, that was her niece. I don't think I've ever seen a movie with Julia Roberts. I've never seen Pretty Woman. So that was just a lie. I just lied. Do I like rom-coms? I like How to Be Single. Is that one a rom-com? With Dakota Johnson, Rebel Wilson, Leslie Mann, some other bitch that I also liked,
I don't think that's
and a few
rom-com.
SNL characters.
I think that's just comedy.
But it's romantic. It's about like being.
No, I
single.
swear you've seen rom-coms. Hold on.
50 Shades.
It's kind of funny.
It's rom-com. I was laughing at some parts because she had tiny titties.
Probably wasn't.
There's nothing wrong with having tiny titties. Okay? Small titties matter.
No, the one that made me laugh was when she rolls her eyes in the first movie, and he like bends her over and like slaps the shit out of her ass, and she gets all shooketh. But like just the moment, like I know it's meant to be serious, but it was like roll your eyes, like bend that over.
Being 17 years old and watching, I was theater check during that
So you
premiere.
watched the whole movie.
I saw parts of it, but seeing a filled up auditorium with grown adults watching this movie, I was just like.
Didn't the first one actually have like the least amount of scenes in it too? Like there was
No,
only,
it
like,
had the most amount of scenes, I think.
No,
it had the
swear it
most
had the
amount.
least.
No,
What?
lots of her you saw.
I swear, I think you only saw her like twice in the first
Mm-hmm.
one.
You saw lots of her in the first one. That's what made it really popular. I was theater check. I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know. I've seen this. I've seen parts. I've seen her parts multiple times. They didn't show that many parts of him. But after that, I feel like they started showing more male parts in movies. And stuff.
And series especially.
Yeah, I actually, you know what?
Series and
Respect to that,
season.
honestly. Because I'm like, they've always been like just showing, actually, except for one. Back then, have you ever seen Sex Drive?
Part of it. I don't think I
You're
saw
straight.
the
You
movie.
should have seen Sex Drive. I saw Sex Drive, and that was because of my straight brothers.
No, believe it or not, like actually a lot of those movies I hadn't even seen until I was with Brenda. Brenda watched them first.
Oh my
And
god.
then she'll put them on. So like I had only seen like the first two American Pies. Like I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even like the biggest fan of them. Certain parts are funny, but like eh. And then being with Brenda, she'll put on like American Pie band camp or not band camp, the reunion, the wedding.
Oh, she saw those now. Those got a little bit softer. The earlier ones were a lot more hardcore and derogative towards women. So I guess maybe she
But I
could
mean,
see
like
the first ones.
generalizing and grouping all those movies together, like I actually didn't see a lot of those. Like I never saw, as you said, Sex Drive. Was it the Zach and Mary
Make a Porno? Oh
I've
my
never
God.
seen that one. I heard it was meh.
It's a Rogan. Have some fucking respect. Have some respect for Seth.
I can't.
In this house.
Oh.
I should have. I'm actually gonna get a framed picture of Seth. Photoshop.
So-
We're doing pottery like in the movie Ghost.
So yeah, like I hadn't seen those. I didn't see, like I never saw Spring Breakers. I never saw. Any
Okay,
of those.
Spring Breakers wasn't nothing really.
Reunion,
I was like, that's way
The
later.
Wedding.
I don't count Spring Breakers into that.
But like what I mean is, it's like a typical like guy movie where they want to go see all like
the one with
crushes
Ryan
or
Reynolds where he's
whatever.
like at college and stuff like that. Was it like National Lampoons or something like that?
Oh, Van Wilder.
There you
So
go, Van Wilder.
I saw that one, but given
Because
I saw
you're
it-
curious, man. And they got Deadpool. They got Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman in a movie together again.
You know what?
I'm kind of excited.
I'm just gonna say I plead the fifth.
Ah!
We're gonna take some of the
As he takes a
cummies.
shot of the cummies. In case the video doesn't get uploaded, I'm just gonna announce that he's taking a shot of the cummies. For Ryan Reynolds. This is for you, Ryan. Oh my god. And I remember in one season of American Horror Story where it had to do with like the Antichrist and stuff. The Antichrist and stuff like that. They always say like the people that had like a deal that made a deal with the devil. They were saying how much like, oh yeah, like, and then on Fridays Ryan Reynolds comes and fucks me, and then there's a guy that later on says, yo yeah, and on Tuesdays Ryan Reynolds comes and fucks me. I'm like, you work. I was like, this is why you're always working, Ryan. Okay.
So if anyone wants to know, Ryan Reynolds, my humor, love it. Sarcasm, looks
I
awesome.
can see it. Did you ever see The Change Up?
I love it.
It's like,
Him, Jason Bateman, and Leslie Mann.
the only time I actually ever find him attractive is in that, partially in that one, and in The Green Lantern, when he was a little bit more serious-ish. I like him more as a serious person than when he's like really, really stupid and like quirky. Like Deadpool, I was like, I enjoyed Deadpool, but some of it I was like, Ryan, you're making me cringe.
Oh. I get what you're saying. His humor
But
is-
still, Deadpool is a really good movie. Both
his
of them.
humor is just very my humor. Like I like the sarcasm, like the stupid sarcasm.
Yeah.
And then like the humor, how it kind of like, I don't want to say it's like a one punchline thing, but like he'll just say like the most out there remark and then just let it be and sit, and you're like, okay, like I feel like I like that.
I think that's why we get a lot too. Oh my god. Back in before cancel culture, those break room jokes. I'm not gonna say what kind of jokes, but I'm just gonna say break room jokes. Billy was there during that period as well, so you know there were
that goes in a whole different.
There were extra cancel culture
But I mean,
worthy.
But I mean, like you know, like if I'm telling you something or I'll make a remark, it's very like one off, and then you just let it be, and everyone's like side eye.
Yeah, everybody's like, and I'm like, Fitch, like, it's like he's writing in his journal. Everybody, he's just writing in his journal out loud. Okay, last question.
I think that was mine.
Oh, yeah, this is yours. Yeah, I remember.
Because
I
if
don't
you were
know
reading
nothing.
for whatever
I don't
reason,
remember nothing.
This was mine. I don't know if you reading this.
These
I'll
are
read
all
it.
that
I read
random.
it. Mhm.
These are all that random. Like literally got them off the internet.
If
Somebody wrote
anything,
them
this
down.
one was tailor made for me.
This is no. It could have gone to me. That's why I got it because I didn't even know.
How many
I forgot.
people have you tried to seduce using songs by The Weeknd,
That sounds kind of random.
now
to me.
known as The Weekday? What?
I don't know. Okay, so I don't know if you heard, but he changed his. He was like changed his name or something, right?
His name to Abel, or he went back to Abel,
Abel?
Testify.
I just didn't know what he went back to. So I just said, "Sorry, Abel."
A lot. I'll just leave it at that. I'm just kidding.
Okay,
No,
just a little.
That
Okay,
weekend,
just a
weekend phase. I'm not gonna lie. The Weekend still goes on. He's still in
does.
the
No, but
the
not
place.
like
but
Weeknd
no,
back then.
okay. Well,
Weekend
also,
back in the day, it was Weekend back in the day.
Well, yeah, but I'm also not hating. Like, His mixtape.
I'm not hating either,
songs
but
back in the day, like that's.
Those were a lot
I'll go throw that shit on. And be like, let's go.
Okay.
but in the circumstances, it just looked interesting.
Okay.
It looked different. So the seduction was real, apparently.
Okay. Alright, I'm gonna take a shot because I didn't like that you said a lot. Because that was one of them. I'm gonna take a shot of this. No, you have to.
You know what? Wait, do we have another segment we're gonna save the
Oh, no.
shoddy for?
Huh?
Are we saving this for anything? Or
If you want to use it for the last segment,
okay.
just a heads up, the last segment is Talk Dirty to Me.
I'll save it.
Oh, I see what you mean. Wow. That
It's
was
like creamer.
Yeah, that was like if you took a shot of like the cheddar,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
right? No, but creamer, yeah, I could see that. Well,
Or like a full blown shot of nothing but like rum chop.
Yeah.
Rum chop.
that's
That's
good.
that.
Yeah, I think it is probably the time. Bailey's is a little bit more stronger, like than.
Oh
this,
yeah. For
yeah.
sure.
I got Bailey's. Do you want some Bailey's?
I'm okay.
All right.
Wait.
So that was-
Can I seduce Bailey's with the weekend too?
Mm.
Just ask.
All right, so that was the end of that speedy cues. Just fun random questions. It looks like you took some shots. Some
Took a
drinks.
few.
Took a few. You didn't want to answer some of them, I see. Which one was it? The one that you didn't want to ask?
We moved past that.
And well, I'll answer it for myself. And that's whenever my arm does not get tired. Just going through a breakup, okay? Anyway, no.
No PTSD.
No.
None whatsoever.
I was talking to Eric earlier today. I was like, I think I need to mute Chantal and Jasmine for
A little bit.
a little bit.
No post-traumatic dick syndrome.
I never even. I sucked his dick like a couple of times, but never really went to the whole penis and stuff like that. But I'm like, I don't know. All I'm gonna say is that he could have been cleaner.
Oh.
All I'm gonna say. Fermented. Still mean, no. I don't mean that.
All right, so part 3 of you
Okay.
getting to know me. Let's go.
All right,
Just kidding.
segment 3. All right, so this segment, do you want to take a break first? Do you need a pee or anything? All right. So our next segment is Talk Dirty to Me. It's kind of like that one song, you know? I'm not going to say it because I don't like copyright it, but you know what song, right? Talk Dirty to Me.
Jason Derulo one?
Yeah, okay, that's all you're going to say.
Nah.
I'm not going to throw in a little background beat to it or nothing. The last thing I need is for this to get canceled. Alright, so pretty much Talk Dirty to Me is where you share an embarrassing story, crazy story, outrageous story, creepy, or maybe even a sex story. So whichever one you want to share, I'll share one as well.
All right. I'm game. Let's see how this
So,
goes
Eric,
first. I have to.
Talk Dirty to
Some
Me.
have to. There's got to be some censors on some of it.
I will see how I will censor things here.
Not censored. Too much info is the best way to put it.
Okay.
Well, I don't know. Okay. So let's do it this way.
Well, I mean, I know you and
Tell
your
us-
friends used to go drinking a lot, so you could tell me one of those. Unless you want
No,
to.
not like that. Okay, so we'll do it this way. Go ahead. Think of a question, ask me, and I'll try to respond as best I
What do you mean?
can. Like,
This is
Like you
story
say, it's
time. You tell me a story.
okay, well, name a time, and I'll try and give you one.
Whichever
that fits
one you want. Whichever story you think that comes into your head. It could either be embarrassing,
There's
creepy,
There's a lot though.
outrageous, sex. Because you didn't want to answer the masturbation one. I want to say the sex of the question. I'm kidding.
All right. Well, how do you go about this? So one of the times, I was in the moment and about to do the deed,
Mm-hmm.
let's get intimate, kissing, there's things going on.
Penis in the vagina.
Not yet. This was the
yet.
pre-stuff. This is the
this is the foreplay.
This is the foreplay. This is the getting strapped up. So this has to do not in that way. No, the protected way.
Oh, like, whoa! This took a turn.
I meant protection.
This took a turn.
No, not in that way. This has to do with this is the mid between foreplay and going all the way. You got to get in there. So there was one time where I had used. Well, this was also in the beginning. Like this was like brand new still. In the moment. Let's put it back. I'm going to refer to a J. Cole song real quick when he was like, hope she doesn't find out I've never fucked before, basically. I don't know. I can't say the line off the top of my head. Basically, when he's going to lose his virginity, but he's like fronting, saying like,
I've done this before.
I've done this before.
You're going to get it.
And she was like, I've never done this before, so be gentle type deal. So same situation, in the middle. This person was a little more experienced than I was previously, so like we're getting in the moment, and I had pulled a condom that was given to me from like college, basically, like that they give out for free and stuff. And I will say,
wait, was this around the same time that you got the condom, or you're like, I'm gonna use this now, and it was given to you like time passed since it was given to you?
No, probably like within a week.
Oh, okay.
Like,
I thought you were gonna say that.
No, it wasn't like an old one. It was just like one of the free ones. And I say free now because fuck those things. Those things suck ass. Don't use them. Like, I will never say I'm a big dude, but Jesus Christ, that condom.
Syte.
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah. I think those they just make. I feel like those are just the ones that nobody really buys and stuff like that. So like, well, we have a lot of them. Let's give them out for free and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, give them out to clinics and stuff that they could give out for free. That
probably
there's no sold purchase.
As I said,
I tried one of them and
the foreplay had already happened. I was newer. Stuff was already kind of built up. We were ready to get into it. The moment the rubber gets on, this is the tightest fucking thing I'd ever put on. Like that, Jesus Christ, just putting it on, it was so tight, I wanted to finish faster than like I had with like actually doing shit. And so we went into it, it did not last long, probably one of the shortest times, only like a couple of minutes going in, and it was done. Like, deed was done.
Oh, like, because it was that tight?
It was that tight.
Oh, so it was like,
so when
you felt all the sensation before even the sensation was going to happen.
I probably felt more sensation from that than anything else. But yeah, and so with that, it finished. I was like, oh shit, all right, like, Jesus. Like, I felt stupid. Like, I was like, damn, like, it finished quick, as a dude, when you're, like, in the beginning, you're like, shit, like, what you gonna think? Like, a couple minutes in, bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am, like, I'm done, And so I was like, well, I'm done, can't do shit now, like, it's it. So I went to pull it off, and that bitch was so tight, I had to, like, pull it and then pull it off, and it left an indentation for a couple minutes.
Really?
It was that tight. Like, it was bad. And I was just like, So, I mean, I could use the excuse, and I was like, bro, that was tight as hell, because it was. I was like, that's why I bust quick. Like, that shit was tight. And I have the ring indentation to prove it at that moment, and so that was one of them.
She didn't say anything or anything? What she did say, like, she wasn't like...
she was like, it's cool, it's alright, like, not a big deal, like, and laughed, and then also...
Laughed?
Like, no, she laughed as in, like, she literally, like, kind of helped me take it on, and she's like, oh shit, like,
It was tight.
Yeah, it was tight, and she's like, I get you, like, it went away real quick after, but, like, the moment didn't stay awkward, it was just kind of like a laughing moment, especially now, like, I still laugh at it, but I'm just like, fuck, like, that was one of those to remember. So, I'm going to take a shot after that one. I'm going to take a shot to the... cummies. I'm going to take a shot of the cummies. To the quick cummies.
For the quick cummies. No, I've been there. I've been there before. Like, okay. if it was a quick come story, I'll match it with a quick come story. I think I have multiple. No, I would say this one. Have you ever heard of cruising? I've told you about cruising.
like
Where you pretty much go and kind of like out in public and it's kind of like let's say you're just in your car or you're out somewhere in public, maybe either like a public restroom or something, and you're looking for like some action.
Mm-hmm.
Like you could kind of be there.
Okay.
Kind of playing with yourself or something, and somebody walks in or comes upon it, and they're like, "Oh,
let me help."
Yeah, like you know, pretty much that. So this is going on at an adult store.
Oh, all right.
Or one of the booths.
So I'm gonna cut in real quick. I've actually never been to an adult store.
Oh really? Okay, I think honestly, I don't really. Well, the times I've gone and experienced the other people there, I don't really think it's much for like straight men. I don't think like when it comes to like maybe to purchase stuff or maybe like like when it comes to the girls' toys for the girl or like they're gonna go in together and get like the lube and the condom and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what I would see like a straight man. But for them to head into the booths, never really. Unless it's like a really older man, that's when you do see like a straight older guy there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, majority of the times I think it is for like more the gays. No, but yeah, like pretty much this one that I came into, you kind of walk in, you have their booths in the back, and I get into a booth. This one they go to, like, you kind of deposit money into it, but then if you're, like, known about it and stuff like that, kind of just wait there to see if pretty much anybody just kind of pulls up. Mm-hmm. You could, like, if you want to jerk off, like, you could be doing your thing. Sorry if I was too explicit with that, but you could be doing your thing and then somebody just comes upon you and be like, hey, or they're just, like, watching you to see what they're into. So with this guy, he kind of, like, wanted to do the deed, so I was kind of, like, down and whatnot. But prior, before he came, I was already kind of, like, kind of at it
in the moment.
And already at the moment too. And then I was also kind of already like aroused, I'd say, and whatnot. So then that's why I was just kind of like, I was like, okay, then down. So we were going at it, and I ate him out for a good while, and then kind of came up, and then started going into town. Kid you not, like not even more than like 5 minutes.
Deed was done.
Like the deed was done. But then I was like, I have to go. Like, I can't finish right now. Because before it was out or anything, I tucked it into, back into, my jeans. And it just exploded all in my pants. Underwear, everything just...
You're like, I'm going to go.
Yeah, I was just like, I just felt it, just dripping on the side of my leg. And I was just like, you know what? I was just like, I have to go. I was like, I can't finish right now. I just gotta go. But then, I leave, and then he hits me up, too. Because he found me, on the apps. There's this thing called Sniffies that specifically tells you where people are at, or where they're hooking up, where cruising spots are at, adult stores where people are hooking up and whatnot. So it gives you all of that. So pretty much he, finds me on there, and, he sends me a message. He's like, oh, why did you have to leave? It was, really hot and on. I was like, oh, I had to go meet up with some friends. I literally, right after, I went to go meet up to go watch a movie at the premiere.
Oh, shit.
I was giving no hugs, no close contact with anybody, because I was like, I just have somebody's ass on my face. And I don't want to put my face next to your face. So, yeah, that would be my quick story.
So, all right. So, you need a shout out. Yeah. Cheers.
No. But that would conclude the last of our segment, and I believe this podcast. Again, thank you so much, Eric.
Thank you
for coming on. And I just asked you randomly. I knew you had some free time.
Lots.
So I was like, you know what? Let me get this man on here. I was like, we've been meaning to get a drink anyway and chit chat. Hoping you would at least find the champagne.
My bad. I'll bring it next time.
Yeah. No, but anything else you want to departure with saying? Excited for the future? Anything new to come?
I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We're now just enjoying, but thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the little questions.
Any shout outs or anything you want to give? Instagram follows, Twitter follows, OnlyFans follows. Now that you have a lot of free time. Did
Shit.
you start an OnlyFans?
Is it time to start?
We
I'm
already
just
have the
kidding, I'm just
camera.
playing.
We already have the camera and the
I'm
couch.
just kidding. No. No casting couch OnlyFans going on right now. No, I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, for
If you
sure.
want to later on, if you want to throw up the social, I don't do it often, so I'm not gonna throw
Well,
it up
that, I'm
there.
giving you an opportunity to throw the social.
But I don't go on it much, so I'm gonna say I leave it up to you. We could.
If you
throw
guys
it in
want
there
to
as a
follow
link
my
later.
friend Eric, he is a beautiful white man, but is taken with a beautiful wife, beautiful woman.
Yes, it might.
His
So-
ad is at
_Eric H.
other
Eric dot
underscore.
H.
Did somebody already take other Eric H?
Basically, other / Eric dot H.
H.
So other Eric.
What does the H stand for? Horny?
Exactly.
It does not stand. It does not. It stands for Hernandez, a white man named Hernandez.
Exactly.
Okay then. Okay, thank you so much for coming on and coming inside my home. Because, you know, you've been here before. You've been inside my tight, cute little home.
And the comes.
No, but again, everybody, thank you for listening. Anybody for listening. This was Inside My Home Talk Show Podcast. And please make sure to sign the guest book on your way out. Thank you. Bye now. See
Bye.
you next time. Rah!
All right, I'm gonna
Okay.
finish this.
Same seas. Cheers. Wow. Hit the thumbs up button if you like this episode, and don't forget to subscribe for more weekly podcasts. Follow the social media handles in the description box to stay in the loop for new episodes and more. Until next week, bye sightseers! Inside My Home is a Parah Productions talk show podcast that discusses and shares one's opinions on daily topics and experiences, not meant to offend or spread misinformation. All copyrights go to its original copyright holder.